Hey, welcome to the Asian Spirit Love Podcast, episode 4. Can you believe we're on episode 4 already?
I'm so excited.
Yes, your boy Eric right here with none other than Alex. How are you doing today?
Hello, everyone. How you doing? Thanks for joining the podcast, Spirit Fam.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate all your love and support. Remember to subscribe and click that like for more great content.
Yes.
So today we're going to discuss something that's not very often discussed, but it is actually a prevalent issue in the community. And it is male body image issues.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that men have it as bad as women, but it is definitely a thing where guys maybe a little insecure about their bodies.
Not just a little. I'm sorry. I feel like men are as insecure, if not more, than women. Now, I do agree with you. I do believe it's a bigger issue in the female community, but it's still a humongous issue in the male community, especially the gay male community too as well. So like these are definitely things we should talk about.
Yeah,
but I think also we're so scared talking about because we feel like it's anti-masculine to talk about it. Like you're less of a man if you talk about it, but it's clearly there. I'm sorry.
Well, the funny thing is, guys do talk about it with each other all the time. Like they check each other out in the locker room. Like, like damn, that guy is swole or whatever. But they're not. They kind of say it indirectly, right? They show that they care about their image and how they look to other people, but they're not going to say it outright, right? Like the fact that guys work out so much and they check themselves out in the mirror.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like I can't even go to a gym with someone like literally doing a whole entire post about, hey, you guys, if you want six-pack abs like me. And I'm like, can I just work out? Like, even though I'm like, okay, it's fine that you're doing that, I'm like, you're literally telling everyone, don't walk by for like 45 minutes. I could post this thing right now. And I'm like, this is a public gym. Like, yes, you get to do it, but you have to expect people to walk by. Like, you don't own this gym.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're that vain, you could do it on your own somewhere else. Like this is not your time and place.
I mean, you could do it. I mean, I know our culture.
Yeah.
So, like, guys are gonna, like, videotape themselves like crazy at the gym.
Yeah.
I feel expect that. Like, the one thing I don't like, though, is, like, when they, like, literally videotape themselves at the gym and they get mad at other people for, like, having to, like, use other machines or have to walk by.
How dare you come in front of me?
Like, why would you be in my video? I'm like, you are in a public space filming yourself, which is fine, but you have to realize that people are going to walk by because you do not own this gym.
Yeah, so I don't know. That also is a different topic altogether about just the
we're getting
self-centered
on that soon.
How self-centered people are thinking that
narcissism.
Oh, you came into my space here. This is my area. You can't come within 6 feet. I know we're
going to talk about that later, but I just want to say, as a gay man, happy Pride Month, everyone, by the way, seeing straight hetero men talk about shit at the gym is like the gayest thing I've ever heard in my whole entire life. Like, they'll be like, dude, look at his quads. He's so swole. Like, look at his biceps. I'm like, I'm not even checking out guys like that. Why are you doing this? I mean, fine. Sure, but like at the same time, you're talking about his biceps for like 2 hours now. Like, let's calm it down a bit,
Well, they always have to add the no homo too.
Yeah, no homo. So, I'm like, okay,
that deflects everything.
I'm like, it's not no homo if like you're above the homo that I am. Like, I'm already gay, and you're 10 times more homo than I am. So, no homo doesn't work in the situation.
Yeah, they think just by saying that it cancels every homo thing they said, right? But
dude, you're being a homo buffet right now. You're a homo senior discount. All you can eat homo.
So regarding that topic, like there's much hubbub about like Chris Hemsworth, aka Chris Trensworth.
Oh wow!
Because in his new trailer for Thor, he's just looking jacked. Yeah, like honestly, like us in the workout community, we can tell that's not natural, right? Like either that or it's on CGI, like it's computer generated. Yeah, and regular guys who are watching that, especially teenagers, young men who are trying to aspire to be hot and attractive, they look at that like, man, that's like the new standard. I gotta look like that. And the fact that it's not natural, it's enhanced, or it's computer generated, it is promoting the wrong image where it's not attainable for the average person. And they make it look like this is the standard of beauty that we need to strive for.
I mean, what's interesting is that, it happens all the time with women. Like, they always Photoshop their bodies.
Yeah.
And especially the Kardashians, you could see, like, they would actually have a blurred image where their hips are because they would actually adjust their hips to be skinnier, right?
Yeah.
So, it's not something that's out of the normal, because it does happen a lot with women, but I think that we're starting to see it with men, right? And that's where it becomes taboo, because we don't realize how much we fixate on men's body, even as men. So I saw the post you sent me, right? So I don't know enough if it actually is CGI or not, but they're talking about actually being a CGI form body. Like, they're trying to adjust it in small little ways, like not fully, but they are. And I feel like if that's true, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's not completely CGI. They just probably enhance stuff to make it look a little, bigger or more defined. But the fact that it's still not natural, like it's not completely natural. Like, you can't look like that just by training and taking your vitamins, like Hulk Hogan said, right? So,
I mean, here's the thing, like, I feel like you can train to be healthy, which is one thing, but I feel like the problem nowadays is a lot of people train to look a certain way, right? And I used to go to a gym all the time, especially when I was younger. And I'm starting back my journey again to go to the gym, but like, I would work out like 2 hours a day. And every time I told someone that, they'd be like, "What?" I work out like at least 6 hours a day, and I was like, "How?"
Like that 2 hours is nothing.
They were like 2 hours is nothing, and I was like, "Dude, how?" Because like, if you work full time and you go to a gym right afterward, I can't afford, let alone just but afford to work out, 6 to 7 hours a day. Like, I feel like men are always in competition with each other in terms of looks. That's the problem.
Yeah, and then it becomes counterproductive. At some point, it's too much. Like when you do more than say you ran more than an hour a day, it's diminishing returns because you get tired. And
you're tearing muscles in a bad way.
Yeah, and then you end up eating more because you're so hungry after working out. So you end up eating more calories than you burned, and it's counterproductive. So there has to be certain. It's different for everybody, but you get to the point where this is the limit, and I'm going to stop right there, because even though you can do more, doesn't mean you should, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, I just think that that's the problem. Like, men are very visual creatures. Not just with women, but also with other men, too. Like, I've seen so many straight men, like you said before, judge other men. It's so crazy. Like, even when, as a gay man, like, what I realized that men judge each other way more than women a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
Especially, it's just funny, especially about penis size. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy. I've seen so many straight men literally like judge the fuck out of each other's penises, and I'm like, not even women talk about men's penises as much. It's
they don't care as much. Like, women say that size matters, that they just say kind of half jokingly, but guys actually look at each other's, like, in the locker room and stuff. Even straight guys, right? Like, they're taking a piss and then just kind of looking over. So it's a common thing. And women, I mean, of course they do care a little bit, but they're not as into it as guys are.
Oh yeah, they're so it's so crazy.
Like, do women look at each other's boobs and say, look how small that girl's boobs are, or whatever? The way guys look at guys' schlongs.
Yeah, no, I think that women appreciate different body sizes. I do feel like women judge each other sometimes. Like the thigh gap thing. Okay, I'm just like, oh yeah, I fucking, like, why do I just see a light between your thighs? Like, why is that attractive? Even as a gay man, I'm like, wow. Like, I'm not going around with guys like, hey man, I only want you if you could see the light between your thighs. Like, that's important to me.
Can guys have that? Or do some gay guys have it?
I mean, of course they can have it, but do I want it? No. I want nice, healthy thighs. I don't want see-through thighs.
They're so skinny that you could probably see the ribs and...
Yeah, I do feel like... But women do judge each other, though. Like, I have to admit. Yeah. But I do think that at the same time, as you said, we're talking about men, too, as well. And men judge each other crazy. Like, so crazy. Like, at the point where I'm like, am I not gay? Like, because these straight men judge each other so much harder than even gay men sometimes. It freaks me out.
Yeah. Or maybe they're actually closet gay themselves, right?
I mean, we're talking about like 100% of men, though.
Well, no, but remember, there was some statistic that show that even straight guys have some type of homosexual tendencies. They just don't show it, right? Like,
that makes sense.
Like, maybe they're watching some gay porn at home.
Okay. So I totally agree, but I do think as a programmed society, which I do feel like a lot of people are programmed, we are, when it comes to masculinity, we do overly judge not only others, but also ourselves sometimes. And I feel like we're programmed to like overlook, to overthink things, and to judge ourselves even more. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, and then
gay or straight.
So for straight guys, when they work out, they think that they're looking good for women, but they get to the point where women don't find that attractive anymore. They're
actually women find more effeminized men attractive nowadays, which is really interesting, especially in Asia. Like I thought, oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna win in Asia. When I went to Thailand, I was like, yo, man, I'm 6'2". I'm about to kill the game right now. I'm so excited. And I went there, and like the women are like, oh no, I like this guy. I'm like, this guy wears your same exact jeans. You're a 0. He's a 0. Like, this is crazy. And I mean, I did get attention in Japan. Japan was like the one. They're like, ooh, we like you. Like, you're hot. Yeah. Like they're like, they would say things like, oh, you look like a prince. You know, and I was like, whoa. But like, I feel like also culturally in Japan, straight men are totally okay with giving other straight men compliments.
Yeah.
Over here, it's like an issue. Like, if over here, it's all like, oh, dude, you look all right, or like, I'm a guy, so I can't tell you if you're cute or not. I'm like, first of all, if you can look in the mirror and decide if you're ugly or not, you know what's attractive with men.
Yeah.
Just because you're saying they're attractive or that they're handsome doesn't mean that you're sexually attractive.
Yeah, I'm secure enough in my sexuality as a straight man that if I saw a good-looking guy, hey, that's a good-looking dude, right?
Yeah.
Like, does it make me gay? No,
Exactly.
I can acknowledge when a guy is good-looking, right? Just like I say, girls good-looking, it's the same thing.
Because
right?
guys admire other guys, girls admire other girls. You know, we know, as I said before, like if you look in the mirror and find out if you're attractive or not, you know what's attractive in the same sex. But you're not. I think the part where it becomes a sexuality issue is that when you're sexually attracted to them.
Yeah,
you know, like you're like, that's a guy, handsome guy. You're not like, that guy, I want him to bend over because. You know, that's where I'm like, you might be on the spectrum. You know, it's like
kind of on the fence there.
Yeah, there might be something going on there more so. But also, you know, I think you said this before, which there's stats that show that if a guy is overly concerned about saying, I don't find guys attractive, or I don't know what's handsome with guys, I feel like that guy probably has some issues with their own sexuality.
Yeah.
To the point where they might be gay. Because, like, who's that concerned
yeah, exactly.
about showing that they're straight or making sure they don't call their guys handsome if they're not gay themselves?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Like, if you are straight, do you have to prove it? No. Like, does it matter? Like,
how do you prove that anyways? Like, I will fuck her right now. It's like, what are you going to do? Have public sex? What's going on?
Yeah, like at the club, just like right on the dance.
What are you like, axe some wood right now? By the way, gay men do that all the time too. There's plenty of bears who like just literally take an axe to wood, like it's no problem. like lumberjacks, you know. There's gay lumberjacks. They're
isn't that where that bear thing came from?
There's plenty of gay bears that are like lumberjacks and have beards and like they look like the most manly men you've ever seen. Yeah. I think. Yeah, and they're also like in MMA and sports and stuff like that. Like, I think that we have to learn that within queerness, it's a spectrum. There's plenty of like super masculine gay men, and there's feminine gay men, but there's also feminine straight men too as well.
Oh yeah. There's definitely like some of the
and both are beautiful. Yeah,
of course. Yeah. Everyone's beautiful.
Oh my god, stop calling me people.
So like the more masculine gay guys, like the bears, are more masculine than most straight guys, like because they are like doing manly things, right? They're riding Harleys and they're doing construction and
this is getting very YMCA right now.
Well, not to be stereotypical, but that's. But they
do.
I mean,
they do. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing is that everyone, we have to realize that everyone's on a spectrum. Even within Happy Pride Month, everyone. I think even when you're educated, for educated people, I'm sorry, like if you're educated, you can't be homophobic. It's really difficult because unless you're willfully ignorant, because there's been tons of gay warriors throughout history, and some of the fiercest, most masculine, strongest gay warriors are out there. So if you know history, you know that queerness has always been a part of it, and a strong part of it. So that's why I think a lot of it's just based on stereotypes, or there might be like one jealous straight guy that's like, damn these gay warriors. I'm gonna make them look bad. I definitely think that's part of it. So I actually want to read this stat while we're here, and then it talks about WMD.com. It says surveys on male body image found that 20% to 40% of men were unhappy with some aspect of their looks, including physical appearance, weight, muscle size, and tone. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be kind of low, right? I think more than 50 at least.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Most men wouldn't talk about this, right? So the men that do talk about this, it's probably a small percentage, just like the men that are gay.
So the ones who said in that survey, a lot of them probably didn't admit it. They probably say they are happy. So there's, in reality, more people are unhappy.
I totally agree. I totally think that a majority of men feel this way, but I think that only a small percentage of the men will actually be secure enough of themselves to talk about it. Because I can guarantee you, like you said, most of the men in that room would have clearly said, oh yeah, at least 50 to 70% of us feel that way.
Yeah. And then I think the ironic thing is probably the guy who's sitting on his couch with a beer belly, dad bod, and not even caring. He's probably more secure with his body because he knows who he is. He doesn't need to work out to impress anybody. He's more secure with his body than the buff bodybuilder, the guy at the gym who has to work out every day just to adhere to some image that he thinks, this is societal image that he has to portray. So, like, I'm guilty of that. I mean, I go to the gym, I work out, and it's because not necessarily because I'm following some, image that I think I need to follow, but it's just that, I feel that I need to keep up and look good to compete with everybody.
So there's no shrine in your room or anything like that with candles, like pictures of male bodies, like this must be me someday.
Yes, right. No, my own body is a temple. I don't need
Oh, there you go.
Right,
see, like in the Asian philosophical point. I also think, as Asian people, I feel like we're extra hard on ourselves about being a certain body weight and a certain image. Because I see so many videos on social media of like Asian men who are like, oh, I'm so fat, look at me. And I'm like, dude, you're so skinny. Like, if you can wear your girlfriend's jeans, it's already size 0, like I said before in Asia, like you're definitely, again, like a very skinny, slim person. But I do feel like there's a lot of this pressure to meet a certain body type as Asian people. If we're talking about like Asia, the Asian community, I feel like it's much stricter too, because like when you go to your parents' house, right away, like if you have anything, they'll call you fat. Like if you just have like a little bit, like if you gain like 2 pounds, they'll be like, oh my gosh, what have you done? You eat too much.
But the funny thing is, see, even a guy who's muscular, a buff guy going into Asian household, they might think he's overweight too because he's not stick skinny. So even if you have a 6-pack, ripped, they might not look at that as a standard of beauty either, because that's kind of a westernized thing. Whereas like, you're talking about in Asia itself, like they value more lean. And, and it's also lifestyle too, because people over there, they walk everywhere, they don't eat as much, the food is healthier. Whereas here, people drive, they don't walk as much, and then also food has a lot of saturated fat and carbs, and portions are bigger. So that has a lot to do with it too.
Well, I had a funny story. So I went to Thailand one time, and it was fine when I was walking forward to my family, my relatives, right? But then I started walking towards my aunt, and then she was like, "Hey, how have you been? So good to see you. You look great, right?" And then she, like, when she hugged me, she, like, looked behind me, and she's like, "Wait, what's that?" And she's not really used to seeing, like, especially, like, Asian men with, like, buttocks.
Really? What?
Yeah, so, because, like, I mean, especially because back then I was living in New York for a while, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I had a little bit of, maybe a little bit more than a little bit, but definitely a booty. Like, I definitely had a booty.
From what? Just eating a lot, or?
Well, no, I mean, the thing is, like, I was working out.
Oh, okay.
But I think that, like, when you, especially, like, there's a lot of hills.
Okay, yeah.
In New York, so, like, your butt is, like, actually being lifted up.
And the staircase on the subway.
Yeah, like, you're just constantly going upstairs, which, for me, at least, because everybody's different, like, I started getting a butt. And so I looked, she's like, you look so normal in the front, but in the back, there's, like, these things, like cantaloupes behind you. And I was like, what? And she was like, oh, it's just like, your butt. She was like, why your butt so big? And she was like, she actually did turn around. She's like, spin me around. She's like, spin around. And she's like, what's that? And then I was like so embarrassed because she said, like, Asian people are loud.
This was in Thailand? Or?
This is in Thailand, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was like right off the airplane because Asian people are like, we have, for some reason, like, everyone thinks we're submissive and we don't say much, but like with Asian on Asian people, like, we're super loud. Like, your auntie will call you out in front of everyone, like millions of people, and they have no problem with it. So she like was literally pointing. She's like, "What is this?" And I was so weirded out. So because I didn't realize like it was such a huge issue.
Yeah.
Because like in America, of course, like J-Lo and everybody like that's a great thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Everyone covets that.
Yeah. You have a butt. Awesome.
Yeah. People are jealous of that. So
yeah.
It's totally weird how the Western standards are totally different from, Asian. Yeah, because over there, like you said, like they want stick skinny, even for guys.
Yeah.
But I guess, is that even achievable for ones who were born here? Because you know how they say the ones who were born here are bigger, that like our bone structure is different, because we grew up eating different, we drank milk.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
Our diet's way different.
Yeah,
sure.
it is. Yeah. So I'm not super skinny, but I'm not big either, right? But even if I starved myself and just didn't eat, I don't think I could get like stick skinny like that.
I wouldn't want you to. Oh my god. Like I don't want to like walk with like Eric and like it's windy and I'm like, oh, he's gonna fly away like a fucking leaf or something like that. Like, oh no, Eric flew away again with those leaves. It's fall. It's like the worst time to have him.
Yeah.
It's like,
but even before,
we cannot take Eric for walks in the fall. He will just fly away because he's so skinny. Like, no, you look great now.
Oh, thank you.
You know, but I wouldn't want you to be skinnier. Like that would freak me out. You know.
Yeah, like even before I worked out, I wasn't like I was skinny, but I wasn't like looking like skin and bones. Like some people, like, you could see the ribs and all that.
Oh like, no, I did not want to see riblets. I'm sorry. Like that's like the one pet peeve I've had. Like if I can see every rib, like I can count it. Like that's a little too much for me. You know.
Like what's that when Christian Bale?
No skinny shame, no skinny shame. But I think that you should at least work on trying to gain some weight if you are severely underweight. Mm-hmm. I feel like that is a situation.
So in a way, that's actually a bad image as well. So on the flip side, how earlier we were talking about guys wanting to be buff, but wanting to be stick skinny like that is also just as bad, if not worse, because that's also detrimental to your health. So they're either starving themselves or they're bulimic or doing something to get to that point. And it's like a false image of beauty because it's actually not that beautiful, right? I mean, not to say it's not. It's just it shouldn't be encouraged.
We should start advertising. I think that we should start advertising healthy over everything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Healthy is beautiful.
So I actually want to read these articles right now on these celebrities. The first one is Channing Tatum. Okay, who played Magic Mike, which we all know. They're like, oh, the girls are like, yeah, Channing Tatum, Magic Mike. You know, I actually still haven't seen that movie.
You haven't?
Well, I have not. And all my straight, like, the same reaction that all my straight friends have. My straight friends are like, you haven't seen that movie? What kind of gay guy are you? They're like, what's wrong with you?
See, it's actually a very inspirational movie. Like, other than the stripping part, like, it's just, I mean, the stripping part is great too, but it's just the message of the movie is basically chase your dreams and just, don't let things.
Strippers are people too.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, and then I guess a lot of guys do have that fantasy of being a stripper too.
Oh yeah, no, I totally know. Like, see, here's the thing about being a gay guy. Straight guys tell you things they would never tell their gay guys. So straight guys will never tell you things they would tell to other straight guys.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like I know that like one of my best friends who was straight growing up. He was like, I want to like actually be nude on like webcam one time, and he's like, I would love to have a pole. Like, I would love to learn how to like do a dance or something like that. And I'm like, I did not notice. I mean, more power to him, right? But like, I'm like, he would never tell his straight friends this, which is totally fine. But this is the reality. Is like a lot of times you don't feel comfortable saying these things. That's why I feel like every straight man should have a gay friend.
Well, that totally goes like what you said earlier about how straight guys are even gayer than gay guys. How they actually have these thoughts and fantasies and checking out other guys, or other guys checking them out. Yeah, and they get off on that.
Well, they want to be checked out because, like, with my straight friends, it's so funny because, like, they're like, yeah, man, like, so you're gay, you probably find me attractive, huh? I'm like, no, you're not really my type. And they're like, well, why? Wait. What about me do you not find attractive?
Yeah.
Like, have you seen me? Like, if maybe this is a bad day. Like, you know what? This is a bad day for me. Like, I kind of look like a zombie. I just came from work. I'm telling you, if it was a day off and I came towards you, you would want this.
Got my
honest. This is like you haven't seen me naked. I'm like, why do what? What's going on here? Like, no, I don't need to see you naked. Like, come on, man. But like, guys, really, I think everyone, men or women, straight men, gay men, lesbian women, whatever, right? They all want to be appreciated.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like that's the deal. Like, we're still human at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, I think, like, with like it's the kind of that gay for pay thing where right,
oh my gosh.
where it's straight guys, they do stuff to attract gay guys, but they're not gay.
Yeah,
so,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, so because like
especially on TikTok, you guys always want the gay guys, like, all the time. It's so crazy, you know, which is funny because I mean I think it's beautiful that like a lot of like men of like different, like even the skinny ones, I forgot what do they call them, like the skinny kings or whatever.
Oh, really? Okay, I don't know about
I forgot what their name
kings.
was. they're like, yeah, look at this skinny body, and like you want this and stuff like that. And
people are into that.
Yeah, no, people love it, you know. But I think that the thing is that like I really miss just generally like modest, humble men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I used to look at a nerd and be like, that's a hot nerd. Like, I want that nerd. And now it's all like, this nerd's like, I'm super hot. Everybody wants me. And now, like, no one's humble. Like, not the jocks, not the nerds. Like, everyone's just showing it off on TikTok and being like the most desirable person on the planet, which I'm like, oh no. Like, I want someone who's confident but not cocky.
Yeah, they're kind of playing it up. So, for instance, for like the nerds in the old days, the nerds, like, they're kind of the people in the school. I love nerds. Yeah, I mean, but in general, they're kind of ignored, and the few girls who do like them, guys or girls like that do like them, they adore them, but the general doesn't, right? But now they're kind of emphasizing, hey, look, I'm a sexy nerd. You know?
Yeah, so ooh, look at me.
Yeah, so they kind of play it up where being a nerd is cool, which is kind of against what the original premise was of being a nerd. That's kind of
it's so weird because like again, like I liked Pokemon and anime before it was cool, and now like everyone likes Pokemon and anime, and I'm like, this is so annoying because like you guys are just like, oh, it's so cool because I love Pokemon and anime. I'm like, bitch, where were you like 5 years ago when it wasn't like cool like that stuff? Like you're only saying it now because you like Asian culture and fucking K-pop
like,
everywhere.
You're a true otaku.
Like, I'm a true otaku.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's good that they like it right now, right? But I'm like, it's just like, it's almost like, why did you not like this before, but you like it now? Because you just want to be different and cool.
Yeah, you know how when something is, when you knew it when it was underground and it was you thought it was cool, and then when it becomes mainstream, then it's kind of uncool.
Yeah,
right. Like it's not cool anymore because everyone likes it.
Yeah,
right.
And now everyone's like, I'm like the best otaku. I'm like, no, you're not. Yeah. Like, bitch, you just liked it now. You just liked it today. So I forgot to read this article.
Oh yes,
yeah, I was gonna say it. So
Channing Tatum.
Magic Mike.
Yeah.
Again, on the everydayhealth.com website, okay, Kelly Clarkson's show earlier this month said, actually, Channing Tatum said he hesitated to do a third movie because of the role of taxing physical demands. So Channing Tatum said he actually had an issue doing the third movie of Magic Mike because of the physical demands. You have to starve yourself, he said. I don't think when you're that lean, it's actually healthy. He went on to explain, it's not just a matter of working out and eating well to get into that kind of shape. You have to work out twice a day and eat completely right at specific times during the day. He told Clarkson on the show, truly, I don't know how people that work a 9 to 5 actually do this type of work and stay in shape because it's my full-time job. I can barely do that, he said. So basically, Channing Tatum was talking about how the physical demands of looking like he did in a third Magic Mike movie.
Is there a third or two I know of? Is there? Maybe they're doing.
I didn't even watch the first one. Why are you quizzing me on this?
Oh no, maybe I'm.
You're like a third.
Maybe I'm not up to speed.
Well, it's saying in the article. I'm assuming there's a third. Okay, so like.
All right, well, something to look forward to.
See, it said. He said, okay, wait, hold on. Yeah, so I'm gonna read. On the Kelly Clarkson show earlier this month, he said he hesitated to do a third movie because of the role's taxing physical demands. You have to starve yourself, he said. I don't think when you're that lean, it's actually healthy. He went on to explain that it's not just a matter of working out and eating well to get into that body shape. You have to work out twice a day and eat completely right at specific times during the day. He told Clarkson on the show, truly, I don't know how people that work a 9 to 5 actually stay in shape like this because it's my full-time job and I can barely do it. So the one thing that I have to admire about the situation is that he's being honest, which most people would never be, you know? And also we have to realize that when it comes to working out, yeah, like definitely we can train, we can work out and have a great body, but at the same time, people's metabolisms are different. You know, people's builds are different. Some people can get there faster than others, and that's the reality situation. You can still get there, but it might be a lot easier for someone else to do it than someone who doesn't have the body type, right? Or doesn't have the metabolism.
Well, I do admire like what he's saying, and I agree.
Yeah.
But you have to take it with a grain of salt because celebrities have been known to kind of exaggerate their workouts, especially when it's like a physical role where they have to look all swole. They've been known to give false information about their actual workouts and exaggerate how hard they actually work just to make themselves sound better. I mean, not that they didn't work hard, but sometimes they post their workouts right to like Men's Health or some magazine, and the experts would look at it and they're like, really, is this what they did? It's kind of way more than is necessary.
Well, I mean, I think that's the situation though, because like even though it may or may not be exaggerated in terms of the workout, he said verbatim, like he's like, you know, this is my full-time job. It's even hard for me.
Yeah,
that's a reality
that
situation.
Part I agree with.
Yeah, like we have to realize that, like, you know, even as a full-time job, which most people can't do, like I have to work a 9-to-5 job, like you said, you know, and I could never work out the way he worked out, even a fraction of that.
Yeah.
Not because I can't do it physically, but because I wouldn't be able to do it financially, you know?
Yeah, and he's not even like super buff or anything. He looked fit. Like, he looked good, of course. He worked hard for it, but he wasn't like bodybuilder ripped or anything. So imagine, you know, get to be like The Rock or, you know, somebody of that level, how much more he would have to work out. Or of course, there's other supplements.
Well, I think the thing is, the problem is that, like, when we look at body type, right? So like he's more of like a lean tone build, and for him, he's talking about that's not his natural body type. As I said before, like metabolism, body type plays into it. So I do see people who want to be so cut that they have to be so lean that they only eat tuna and crackers like every day.
Yeah.
You know, like I've met so many people at the gym. They're like, all I eat is tuna and crackers for this whole time because I want to be like this lean or be this type of weight. You know, and some people want to bulk up. You know, so it's hard to do both, but they're both equally like a situation where it's really hard to get to that point. Yeah, that's like a natural body type.
Yeah, of course. Like for me, when I was younger, I never like bodybuilded per se, but I, you know, try to get as big as I possibly could, and it was so difficult. I just had to wolf down anything I could because I have a high metabolism, so I would just stuff myself.
Oh, I want that. I want that.
It's not as good as it sounds. So I tried to get bigger. And it didn't really work. I mean, all I got was like a little bit of. I definitely wasn't cut. I just got, you know, pudgier, but I never got really that big. And then I just gave up because my metabolism didn't let me get that big. So I'm just right now. This is my natural maintenance weight, and you know.
Well, that's things like you have to realize. Are we doing this to be healthy, or are we doing this to look good? Which I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people do it to look good.
Of course,
that's supposed to be healthy. That's the reality situation, and that's fine if that's what you want to do, but you have to realize that where it becomes unrealistic. I saw someone on The Biggest Loser, right? And they were talking, I forgot the person. I don't know if you know the name, but it's one of the trainers on The Biggest Loser. And he actually worked out to the point where it actually affected him within his body. And he actually went to the hospital because it affected his illness. Yeah. He worked out too much. The doctor said, like, you worked out you overtrained. And not only did you just tear muscles, you weren't able to recover. And also increase your heart rate to the point where you could have been having heart disease. So, he looked amazing. He was on Men's Fitness magazine, everything like that. But then, internally, his body was failing.
Well, there's the thing. So, I don't have any hard statistics on this, but just speaking from my own experience. Like, for example, say I'm 20-something, right? And I'm relatively fit, but say I could take something that'll make me, like, ripped. I get all the women I want and just be the man for a couple of years, but I know it'll chop my life like 20 years. Would I still take it? Or would I just be, you know, a decent average guy, still pretty fit? I wouldn't have the fast lifestyle, I wouldn't have all the women, I'd be doing okay, but I'd live a longer life. Which one would you pick, A or B? A lot of people would pick A because they know...
They're like YOLO.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Like, live young. Like, I don't fucking care if I turn 30, if I'm... You know, if I'm not attractive at 30, then I don't want to live to 30. You know? Exactly. I feel like that's the problem. I mean, by the way, I'm 39, so, like, clearly I didn't go out to be,
you know. Off a cliff shortly.
Yeah, like, I don't, no, fuck YOLO. Like, fuck that shit. By the way, Drake is not even 30 anymore. Like, he's getting close to his 40s now, if he's not 40 already, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so, like, come on. You know? You live longer than YOLO. But
well, but then you get the thing on the flip side. Like, say you in your 40s, you're like, you know what? I've been conservative my whole life. I got this money in the bank. What am I going to do with it now? Maybe now's the time to start. So some people do that too, right? Because you don't want to wait until you're 60. Like, I know some people, they save, until the retirement, which is not even guaranteed. Yeah. What if I don't even make it to 60, right? Like, I have saved all this money in retirement, and something happens. Knock on wood. But then what is that all for? So you got to spend a little bit. Like, don't be a miser and just save everything, but don't throw it all away either. So you got to be a middle ground, of course. It's easier said than done. Yeah. But so I guess, like, back to what I was saying before, a lot of people would go for it. Like, just even if they knew taking whatever, I'm not going to name any substances or anything in particular, but if they knew taking this, it would endanger my life down the road, would I still take it?
Well, a lot of people do. Yeah. I talked to this guy at the gym, and I'm not going to lie. I was like, fangirling a bit. Yeah. And, which we all do. I'm sorry. Even straight men, you guys fangirl all the time. Way more than gay guys. Those guys, biceps, he's so swole. You're so gay. Which is fine. But I saw him, and he was like very, like, he was wearing a tank top, and he was like lean and muscular, and he looked like a cover of Men's Magazine. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like, this guy came from Magazine, walked into the gym, cover model, like, so so I'm not gonna lie, like, especially I was much younger, I was like in my 20s, and I saw him, like, wow, man, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, you look great, what did you do to get that body? And he was the first person who gave me a real answer, like, ever. He was like, to be honest, he's like, I take a lot of supplements, and not all of them are legal. Yeah. And some of them are chemical, right? So like, it's not just steroids. Like, what people have to realize is that there's so many supplements you can take that are not steroids that can still use chemicals to get you that body type, right?
The growth hormone.
And he was saying that, to be honest, majority of people at this gym, not all, right? We're not stereotyping or generalizing, but a lot of people at the gym use this because the thing is that, yes, you can get the body you want if you take the time and the patience to get it. But the thing is that in this generation, especially a younger generation, we don't want to do that. We want the body type now. We want to get the girls now, and we want everything fast paced. That's why we say, like, lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Like, it's just all those advertisements, right?
We want that Lamborghini now.
Yeah, immediate success, money. Right? Yeah. So he's like, if I want to do it slow, which you can, that's realistic. You can do that. Yeah. But if you want to get fast, like me or a lot of guys at the gym, you're going to take these supplements, and a lot of them are chemical based, and they will transform your body quickly, and you can do this. But I'm telling you, I go to the hospital at least every 3 months.
What?
And
he was 20 something?
Yeah, he was 20 something. He's like, I go to my doctor every 3 months. And my doctor literally tells me I have organ issues.
What? Oh, wow. Okay.
Because of all the chemicals I face. And then when I have that situation, what I do is I take a break. I don't take any supplements for 2 weeks, and I only eat.
Only 2 weeks?
Hold on. Oh. So he's like, I take a break for 2 weeks of no supplements, and I only eat crackers and canned tuna to make sure that I don't gain any weight and maintain that lean build. So that is the reality. Yes, you can get the body you want, but it takes much longer. So that's why a lot of times when you look up to that person at the gym, a lot of times you're like, wow, I wish I had their body. But we don't know what they did to get there. Yeah. And the truth is that it takes time for all of us, And some people, like you said before, have clear advantages. I have a friend, actually not a friend, I have an ex. And he did not work out fucking one day. I worked out every single day at that time. Yeah. And I would beg him to go to the gym. He's like, no, thank you. Then he would wear a tank top and he would show muscles. Yeah. And I'm
naturally
like,
jacked.
What are you doing? Like, you have you have so many muscles and you don't work out even like one day. Yeah. And all you do is just eat. You eat more than me. And some people are just like that. Yeah. And that's, again, that just happens. That's part of nature. But we have to realize that, not every situation is obtainable for everyone. And you can get to what you want to get to. But in reality, it takes time. Yeah.
Yeah, so like the guy you're talking about at the gym, that's the type of guy that I would respect, because he knows he's killing himself, and he's okay with that.
I respect you killing yourself.
Well, okay, not that part, but I respect him for being honest, right? So like in the fitness community,
it's crazy.
There's like the worst kept secret of like what they call fake natties, where guys, either they're working for a supplement company or they don't want to expose themselves for doing something illegal.
Yeah.
So they tell everyone that they're natural. But most people who have experience look at them and like, no way, dude, you're not natural. They're like way too big, way too cut. And it's just, I mean, it's not always obvious, but a lot of times it is that you can tell, no way. You're just fooling yourself and everybody else, right? Yeah. But the young, impressionable young men and women out there, like, hey, that's the body I want. I'm going to, I can do it naturally. And then either they get to the plateau and they realize, oh, I can't get there, and they get disappointed and they get depressed and whatnot, or they decide to jump down that rabbit hole themselves to take that stuff because they already have it in their mind. That's the body I want, and then you do whatever it takes to get it. Yeah. So I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not judging anyone on that. Like, it's your own body. Do what you want. Just don't harm anyone else. But yeah, so you do kind of, you're skirting the line there where should I, take this and endanger my life? Yeah. Or should I just be normal?
But I think when you're young, you're not. I'm sorry, like I don't want to put age into the picture all the time, but I think that the pressures of when you're young, it's more superficial, and I feel like that's why it was a no-brainer for him to take the supplements. Yeah, and again, like I take creatine, I take amino, but I'm not talking about creatine and amino. I'm talking about like really intense stuff, like not just steroids, but like there are chemical supplements that will ruin your organs, and we're fully aware of that, but we still do it. Like, I know plenty of places where they sell supplements, but then, like, if you ask them, like, hey, do you have, like, this stuff? They'll be like, yeah, we import it from Sweden, and, like, there's some illegal shit, and, like, they'll sell it to you. Of course, for more, but they'll still sell that shit to you.
Well, then, I guess, in that regard, it's no different from people, like, snorting coke or shooting up heroin. It's just a drug where they get addicted to it. Like, for steroids, it's not the rush of the drug, it's the rush
that's
of getting
swole. That's why people eat tapeworms, you know what I'm saying? We know, well, like, do you fucking want a tapeworm in your body? But, like, if it means losing 20 pounds, people will do it. People have clearly said, like, if you watch TV, if you even talk to your friends, there's people who do crazy shit like that will eat a tapeworm, a whole-ass tapeworm, just to lose 20 pounds. I don't fucking know. I don't eat a tapeworm. But like like people do shit like this all the time.
Here's a crazy idea.
Not even a fear factor.
Okay, here's a crazy idea. If you want to lose 20 pounds, take a run every day.
Take a run every day.
Yeah. Well, take a jog. Go run. Take a jog every day. I guarantee you that'll help you lose some weight.
Well, I think that running would help you lose weight. That just seems like common sense.
I'm saying that's a crazy idea, right? Like, instead of doing a tapeworm, how about take a run?
No, because that's not fast and easy. That's the tapeworm is like one swallow, and you have this worm swiggling around your body and sucking up all your nutrients.
Well, how big would that worm get if it ate 20 pounds of fat? And how would you expunge that worm from your body?
It literally, I think it's like, I forgot how long exactly, but it's like super long. It's like a fucking anaconda. Like, it's crazy.
It comes out.
Yeah, it just, not like not the width, but like
it's
the
like
length.
Those, those little sponge toys where you put it in the water. It's like tiny.
It's like 20 of those.
You put it in the water.
It's like 20 of those. It's crazy. But like, that's what people do. Like, men and women. I'm sorry. Like, men, again, as I said before, women have it worse, but men can be just as bad sometimes. Yeah. If not a lot of times. And men are extremely insecure. And that's what we're talking about today, because a lot of times, as men, we don't talk about this because we want to look great. You know what I'm saying? And like you said before, men will probably never tell people what's really going on. We'll tell people like, oh yeah, no, if you're healthy and you follow this diet plan and eat this like coffee and lemonade every morning, then you'll be fine. But the reality is, like, it's much more than that. Like, they're doing other things. And also, I feel like the reason why he told me the reality too as well, and I respect him for it, right, is that because, like, I'm not a popular guy. Like, when I went to the gym, like, I don't know any gym people. Like, not one. And he knew I'm not friends with anyone. He's like, this loner,
No.
And then,
you're a Sigma. You're not a loner.
Yeah, like, I'm like Lindsay Lohan on Mean Girls. Like, not the second part, but like the first part where she ate in a bathroom. Like, that's me. Like, I'm in a locker room, like in a bathroom stall, like just eating my food because I know they're not gonna talk to me. It's fine.
It's okay.
He's gonna give you some boba. But yeah, no, like, he knew that. And I'm very honest about it, too, as well. Like, I know I'm not the popular kid, which I don't mind being. Because I do not, like, first of all, like, I just like to save money. And, like, I just feel like being popular costs a lot of money.
Yeah, it's all the front, right? Like, you spend a lot on clothes and just keeping up with the Joneses.
Like, my coworker, like, he's Pacific Islander. He's Filipino. He's awesome. But he's, like, always doing shit. Like every day he's like, oh, we have a family party, I have this get together, this and that. He's like, every single day I'm so popular, it's crazy. It's, oh my god, so popular. And then I was like, at first I was like, oh, okay, you're so popular. But now I'm like, do not actually have an issue with this, to be honest, because you spend all your money and you're always broke every week. You know what I'm saying? Because he's always like, yo, man, can I like borrow this? I'm like, because you spend all your money going out.
Bumming off of you? Like,
not like bumming, because he pays me back. Like, just be real about that one. But like, I was like, this guy needs money. He shouldn't need money, but he needs money because of the fact that he's always having to do so much social stuff.
So he's kind of like that YOLO, what you're talking about, right? Like, just enjoy life now. Who cares about retirement 20 years down the road? I'm going to enjoy my life.
I mean, I don't know his life, but I just know that he's popular. And popularity costs a lot more. Even if I was rich, to be honest, even if I was like super rich, I don't know if I'd want to be popular. Like, I don't think, I don't know. I know I wouldn't want to be popular. I would still be shopping at grocery outlet in a dollar store. And I would still have only a close set of friends. Like, I'd definitely be friends with you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to, like, I wouldn't want to be friends with, like, 35 people to, like, mooch off me.
Well, it's kind of like, if you're super rich, you kind of follow the Warren Buffett model, right? Where you don't drive a flashy car, you live in a modest house. Like, I work in real estate, right? So when we see customers walking in, we're driving up, we see those with the fancy, nice cars. You think, like, the average person, wow, that guy's loaded. But for us, we're kind of experienced, and we know that these guys with a nice Beamer or Benz, a lot of it's just leased. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They're renting a place, and they come in, and we look at their financials, and it's all screwed up. Bad credit, their rent's overdue, stuff like that. Whereas some guy pulls up in a beater old hoopty, messed up clothes. Well, I mean, not messed. It's still presentable, but he doesn't look like a rich gazillionaire or anything. And lo and behold, these are the guys who have the money because they didn't throw it away on a Beamer or Benz.
We have the Joneses.
Yeah, they're not wearing a Gucci bag or Givenchy, all this stuff, right? No, so you don't need any of that. Just
I think that's a culture though. Like, you want to flex. You know what I'm saying? I think they were. What was it talking? Brandy's brother, Ray J, was all like, "Yo, man, I'm on this like private plane, yo," and it showed that he was actually not on a private plane. Someone was sitting next to him on a commercial flight, right? Not even, I don't even know if it was business class. It was like below that, and she took a picture of him posting his flex on a commercial plane. Like, it was crazy.
That guy sure fell off.
I'm not gonna say anything about. I don't know Reggie enough, but I'm just saying, flex culture is a huge thing. So I do think that we always are trying to do it up, but I feel like, again, that doesn't equal happiness. And I feel like that, again, like the looks department too as well. Like, if you're the best looking guy, great, but at the same time, like, how much are you getting out of that personally, emotionally, spiritually, right? Looks get you in the door, but like, do they keep you there? Like, that's the thing.
Well, I mean, we do acknowledge that good looking people do get benefits in life. Like, even for job interviews, right? They walk in like, wow, that girl or guy, like, just in a superficial way. Like, they kind of boost morale, just having an attractive person there. But like you said, if that's all they have to offer, then that only goes so far, right? So that'll get you in the door, but you have to do a little bit more.
Yeah, and I definitely think even straight guys, they do stuff to impress other guys more than do to impress women.
Oh yeah,
like all the time. I'm like, who? Like, women don't even care about this, and like, you're just working out all the time. Like, women don't even want guys to like have these Arnold Schwarzenegger bodies, which I love Arnold Schwarzenegger because I love the Terminator. Right? But like, not everyone's Arnold Schwarzenegger. No, right? No, very few. So like, when you're working out like 7 days a week, first of all, A, how do you have time? And B, how are you making money? You know what I'm saying?
Unless that's your job, like
if you're a personal trainer, that's one thing. But again, like, if you know that girls are not trying to just focus on this only, you're doing it for guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course. And they, in an indirect way, they kind of know that, right? They know
they know that.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. Like, no, they're not stupid. They know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not curls for the girls. They're actually doing it for other guys, right?
Yeah. They're using that jack-off weight machine. They're like, this is for the guys.
All those terms that guys use, like squats for the thoughts. Yeah, curls for the girls.
Oh my! I remember
for the dips.
being at 24, and then guys are doing squats, and they were, so like, this guy does squat, and I know you're not supposed to go too fast, but he was like doing slow motion up. Like, his butt was like slow. I was like,
you're observing that.
You're definitely, He's like, I hate it when guys look at me when I'm doing this. I'm like, then why are you doing everything in slow motion? This is not an 80s video right now. Like, come on, dude.
Like Baywatch when they're running on the beach.
Yeah. Guys do that shit. No, they want attention from guys. I'm sorry. Straight guys crave. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Straight guys crave attention from other guys.
Yeah.
They're straight. I'm sorry. I see it all the time. Like, I meet so many straight guys like, hey, dude, can you feel my biceps? Does it look better to you? I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't know. I don't want to. So let me read the last one, and this one's by actually Robert Pattinson. So I want to talk about celebrities because a lot of times we look up celebrities.
Batman, Twilight, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, the he hates that one right away. If you say, "Oh, Robert Pattinson, Twilight," he's like, "Oh, that was a long time ago, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was young, and I was stupid. I was doing some drugs, probably drinking at the time." Like, he'll just make up any excuse to be like, "I'm not accountable for doing that movie."
Well, it makes sense. He was a vampire, and now he's Batman, right? So it's parallel.
Yeah. So here's the one on Robert Pattinson right now. I want to hear your thoughts on this because a lot of times, again, celebrities, they never mention this shit. That's why I respect Channing Tatum, and also I respect Robert Pattinson on this situation because they're actually telling the truth. And I feel like that's really important because a lot of times we like to create this false image like, oh, I just naturally have an amazing body as an actor and did it. Like, that's not real.
Well, it depends. Like, if they were like a bodybuilder before, like Arnold, even The Rock, who was a wrestler, or Stallone, who was into fitness before, and that's different as opposed to a normal person having to bulk up. Yeah. Like, even Chris Hemsworth wasn't a bodybuilder before. He's just a regular dude. So that he had to bulk up to get to that.
He did.
Yeah.
Whereas they actually don't talk about them. He did. You're right.
Whereas Arnold actually got smaller to be in his movies because he used to be even bigger, right? But yeah, so there's a difference. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah. So I'm going to read this one by Rob Patterson. So it says, this is actually from www.bbc.com. All right, you guys. So despite being nominated as one of the world's sexiest men alive in 2009, Twilight star Robert Pattinson has actually admitted to feeling insecure in an interview. So it's by Australia's Sunday Style magazine in 2013. The Twilight actor revealed he suffers from body dysmorphia, anxiety disorder that causes a person to have a distorted view of how they look. I don't have six-pack abs, and I hate going to the gym. I've been like that my whole entire life. I never want to take my shirt off, he said. So, like, even him, like, and again, like, people fanboy over him all the time, especially when Twilight came out. And now, he's like, again, like as you said before, he's Batman. He has the very envious body type, but even him, he's like, this is a lot. Like, I'm not used to this. I feel insecure about showing off my body like this.
Well, because he wasn't known to be like the buff guy or really fit. So the girls who liked him from Twilight, they didn't like him because of his body. That was more for the other guy, Taylor Lautner, right? When he took his shirt off, he was more.
Or the werewolf guy.
Yeah. He's more known as the buff guy, right?
Yeah.
But
Robert's like he did a few shirtless or like he had like no shirt and he was like, oh wow, the wind's blowing and showing up my nipples. But
that was more like the skinny body you were talking about earlier, where girls
skinny tone body.
Yeah. So girls like that too. That it's not just like the ripped, huge buff bodies they go for. So they like that. Especially the fans of that vampire type of stuff.
I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with having like the big, bulky, sexy body. I think, but everyone's different. Like for me, like I think it's cool. But, like I'm not really into that because like I think also I'm just like very Asian, and to be honest, like, I don't want a guy that's gonna take like 2 hours in the bathroom. Like I want to get places on time. Like Asians are not super late all the time. I don't care what we say. Like, we're not super late all the time. So, like, I don't want someone that's going to be, like, 2 hours late all the time because we have to get ready for him to get, ready. Like, I don't want someone in the mirror all the time. Like, I want someone who can get dressed at appropriate time and go places, Like, I don't want to spend all my life in the mirror. So...
Well, you're lucky you don't date girls then, because girls take forever.
So we don't know. Some girls. I would definitely... I think if I were into girls, I'd probably like the Aaliyah girl, because she's like kind of a tomboy.
Oh, okay. She's still hot. Yeah, wearing the bandana and the overalls, kind of. Yeah. Like, I think a lot of guys fantasize over that type of girl, but they're kind of rare. Like.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Like, we need more of the Aaliyah girls.
Yeah.
Or like the old school TSC girls.
Oh, yeah. Like Left Eye.
Yeah, like TLC, T-Boz.
Yeah, that type of. But how many girls are actually like that all the time? Maybe they kind of dress up like that once in a while, but they're not like...
Well, I just feel like everybody wants to be a thirst trap nowadays, which is fine. I mean, if you're a thirst trap, great. More power to you. But like, I think that we should have a range. Yeah. You know, I'm always about that kind of situation. Like, I feel like there's people who naturally want to be thirst traps, and that's fine. But I think that if you don't want to be a thirst trap, I'm really against people who feel like they're pressured to be a thirst trap. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of people are, both men and women. You know?
Yeah, I mean, that just goes back to what we're saying about everyone wanting attention and wanting approval of others.
We're a narcissistic society, so we always want people to look better than they actually want to look sometimes. I'm sorry, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but just you know, whatever, in closing, like, if you decide you want to take it a certain route for your body, it's your body. No one's judging you. You can do whatever you want.
Your life.
Yeah, exactly. So if you know you're the dangers, you're cutting your life short, whatever, and you're okay with that, then have at it. Like, no one is saying anything. It's your own life, your own body. You can do what you want. But if you're doing it for your health, then you definitely don't want to go that route.
Yeah.
And just, for me personally, I just take care of my health. That's the most important thing. Of course, I do in a way indirectly care about how it looks, because of course you work hard, you do want to look beautiful, and you know, that's kind of like a side byproduct, but that's not the main thing. As long as my heart is beating and you know, I'm healthy and happy, then that's the main thing. But of course, how you look, it does also affect your mood. So I could be healthy, but if I don't look good, then I may not feel good. Right? So it does have a little bit to play with it, but it shouldn't be the main thing.
I just feel like you have to have a broader range of beauty nowadays.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the problem, is that, like, you know, I think that we have to realize that, again, not even the most muscular people can live up to the standard, like Channing Tatum. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He was talking about, like, yes, I have this for the movie, but once this movie is over, I'm gonna get a hamburger. You know, like, this is the reality situation. Not everybody wants to live up to the build. He wasn't even like
super swole either. He was just like a fit guy. If I saw him at the gym, like a dude that looks like him, I wouldn't be like swooning over him. I'd this is a fit gym guy, right? He's not like a super jacked bodybuilder.
Channing Tatum. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I also like. I like. Well, he doesn't have one, right? But like, I'm totally down for dad bods. I'm weird. I don't want, like, I want kind of like
Leonardo DiCaprio has a dad bod.
Yeah, or like the guy that's like kind of, it's weird because I like guys who are like kind of slim and they just have like a random belly out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why, it's like super interesting to me. Like, I think because I'm so used to the like mannequin body, because like, especially being in the gay community, like the gay community, like, everyone is literally a copycat like of a Ken doll, right? You know, they want to have like the face of a Ken doll, they want to have the body of a Ken doll. So I'm like, Ken doesn't have a dick. Sometimes I don't want that. And he has a butt, but like he doesn't have a crack. So it's just like literally, like, when I fuck that, it's just like literally hitting plastic. I want to, you know, there's a barrier there, and I want to have a realistic guy. And again, I feel like, again, whatever body type you are, as long as you're a humble, caring person, that's the problem. I think a lot of times when you get this body, not everyone, but a lot of times when you get this body, you feel instantaneously like you have to be superior than some people. And I feel like the next one we're going to do, I definitely want to do one in Pretty Privilege.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a huge part of a community. Because I meet so many people that are very generally attractive, right? They meet the general standards of attractiveness. But some of them are great people, and some of them are just horrifyingly bad people.
Yeah.
And they find it empowering to be bad. Yeah. And I kind of want to talk about that.
Yeah, well, one last thing about the dolls. You mentioned the Ken dolls, but then what we grew up playing with were like He-Mans, G.I. Joes, and those are jacked. They're like so out of proportion. Yeah. And as little kids growing up, we looked at that as this is the epitome of what a man is supposed to look like. Like He-Man is like that. That's the human or male image that we strive for. Yeah. And it's totally unattainable. It's not even proportional, but you know, from a young age, it's ingrained in our minds. Yeah. Like they say, girls with Barbie dolls with this very unproportionate, out of you know, the ratio of the hips and everything is not even human. Yeah. Same with the He-Man for boys.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it starts at a young age. So I don't know what the solution would be though, because if you were to actually give a regular human size action figures, right?
Oh, that'd be scary if like we gave our kids regular human size.
Okay, sorry, I don't mean human size, but
human
proportion.
Eric, like, hey, here's Eric.
Yeah, I don't mean human size. I mean human proportion action figure. Right?
I also think they would do some naughty things to that doll. Like I'm sorry, like that's too much. You know?
Oh yeah. totally
start seeing your kids with Barbie in bed. Like, it would not be right.
Okay, what I meant was like the action figures were shaped like a regular human. Nobody would buy it because it's not.
That's just too much. I do have to admit, like, you're right. If I could, I feel we do have that, but they're called sex dolls. So like that's the problem. Like we have
no. I mean, I'm talking
human
about
size
just like a regular. I just talking
dolls
about regular...
with like holes in them, but they're not. The holes are not appropriately used. Like, well, I mean, they're appropriately used for what it is, which is a sex doll. So that's why we don't give sex dolls to children, people.
Well, no. I'm talking about the action figure. I'm just saying if they're proportioned like a regular human, and they're not like jacked out of their minds.
Oh, you just buy. Well, we're starting to have that now.
Yeah, but nobody buys them because they're not cool. They don't stand out, right? Like, so when people say, "Oh, what's the solution to, little boys having these jacked He-Man dolls?" Well, if they have a regular looking one, then nobody buys it, and it's not cool. They don't want to be that, or they want to be.
We
He-Man.
have to be more like me, people. We have to buy dad bod dolls.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're there, but I want to be the first proprietor of a first owned dad bod doll. So I'm totally down
like a Homer Simpson doll or something, right?
That's not dad bod. That's just Homer Simpson bod. Like Homer Simpson bod is not dad bod. Like dad bods, I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to show pictures either. I don't know. I'm too horny right now. I'm boy crazy. I'm single for a long time. Yeah, you guys. Oh, by the way, also speaking of cartoons, see, this is why I'm different. Like I'm so different. You're talking about He-Man, stuff like that. Like I had a huge crush on Captain Planet. Like I still do. Oh. I'm like, what's your ideal guy? I'm like, all blue, saves the planet on a regular basis, fights pollution, flies in the sky. Like it's just totally crazy.
Planet.
I was huge Captain Planet. I'm like, what kind of ring can I get? I was like, I want the boyfriend ring. I want to be the most important person there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be like, yeah, you all little, people, like, you have the rings. He comes towards you when you need him. But trust me, he's coming home to me at night. That's right. Captain Planet's all mine, bitch.
I don't think anyone's fighting you for him.
Oh, well, yeah, please don't. No, Captain Planet and, like, Nightcrawler.
Oh, Nightcrawler's cool.
I was like, I love the shit out of Nightcrawler. Like, I don't know, I have something for blue people.
Blue people. Like, so, Dr. Manhattan then, right?
Oh, yeah, Dr. Manhattan. Yeah, he's always naked, too. I'm like, wow.
No, that's
like, he's just ready to go. I'm like, well, but then I would die. Because, obviously, he gives every woman his life.
Oh,
like, yeah. So, like, you wouldn't be able to live through it. Like, you're just like, it's like a one-hit wonder. Like, literally, you hit that shit, and then you go to hospital. Like, it's not right, Because I would just full on fuck that dude. Like, that wouldn't be a situation of me like, oh, me and Captain Planet went on a nice date on the beach, brought him some roses, and walked him to his door, give him a nice peck. Mwah. I'd be like, no, I'm fucking that guy. But at the same time, I would get cancer. So he's like a guaranteed cancer, too. Like, he's not even, because in the movie, remember?
Like a Black Widow, right? Like Black Widow would kill the...
Yeah, I know. I don't want to die.
After their job is done...
No, thank you. Yeah, no, I would definitely, the one I would live the longest with, I think Captain Planet would make me live long. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because then, like, our surroundings would be environmentally safe.
Yeah.
If there was trouble, we could fly away, it'd be good. Nightcrawler could just disappear into their area. Yeah, those are the people. The Nightcrawler and Captain Planet.
Nightcrawler.
What's up? I'm single. I'm ready to mingle. Which girls did you like in cartoons? This is so crazy. This is all hentai. We're Asian, so hentai's fine.
Yeah, I guess in video games, remember Mai Shiranui from King of the Fighters?
Really?
Yeah. You know how she's the one with the fan and...
Oh yeah,
or even like Chun-Li, or
Well,
like
they have the same. Well, they don't have the same outfit on, different colors, right? And also, but Chun-Li was my favorite actually. Yeah, I would turn bisexual for Chun-Li. Like she just had so many thighs. Like she has she has more thighs than men do actually. Like she has like this big butt. Like she's amazing.
Helicopter spin,
Yeah, like that just. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine a sexual position she can put you in. Like it's just the Chun-Li experience. Is like you gotta be porn star to handle that shit.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Chun-Li would. Oh my gosh, Chun-Li can get. Oh, also Storm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Storm is fucking goddess. Like I would just. Oh gosh, I would be praising her and fucking her. That's an amazing.
The one
woman.
from the cartoon or Halle Berry?
Come on.
Okay.
The cartoon.
Oh, okay.
What are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
We're talking about we don't want the real shit.
Oh, okay.
You know, I want the cartoon Storm.
Well, because when you mentioned Nightcrawler, I was thinking about the movie. Like
I want Aora.
He just came into the White House.
No, I don't want real life.
Okay,
I want cartoon. First of all, cartoon Nightcrawler is so much hotter. So much hotter than like the actual one. You know what I'm saying? Like I want the mystery. And also Aora, Storm, you know, I want the African princess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Gosh,
So you would turn straight for them, for Storm and
maybe not Chun-Li. Chun-Li would definitely have a one-night stand with. I'd be like, I'd be like, we're gonna do this, you know, but it had to be on her. Like it'd be so intense. Like she'd have to I'd be sleeping, then she'd have to kick down the door with her strong Chun-Li legs. She'd be like, we're gonna do this right now, and I'd be like, okay, I'm all yours, Chun-Li. Well, Storm, I feel like I would properly marry Storm.
Oh, okay.
She's like wifey material for sure.
So you turn straight for her.
I would at least turn somewhat straight for her, just to be with Storm. She has a great personality too. Like I feel like her personality is exuberant. She's an exuberant woman. But I mean, I would definitely I think out of Nightcrawler and Captain Planet, oh fuck, they're both husband material. I don't know. So who's wife material for you?
I have to get back on you on that. Get back to you on that.
He has every cartoon's stuck in his head right now.
Yeah.
Jem.
Jem. Oh, okay. I remember that. Yeah, Jem.
Rainbow Bright. No, that's
Rainbow Bright.
She's too young. Ugh.
Strawberry Shortcake.
Oh no, she's also too young. I would only keep Strawberry Shortcake around for her delicious Strawberry Shortcake. Like I just want, I would have them all. I'd be like, I want some blueberry cake. I want some Strawberry Shortcake. Like don't want the actual people, but I want the actual desserts because I have had Strawberry Shortcake before. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Have you ever had it before?
Yeah. Actual cake. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to this white ass yogurt shop, the whitest yogurt shop I've ever been to. It was actually called Yogurt Shop. That's how white it was. It's literally called Yogurt Shop, and they had basically it's a chiffon cake. I'm vegan now, so it'd be a vegan chiffon cake with whipped cream, fresh cut strawberries, and a strawberry syrup poured on top. Another layer of cake, again the whipped cream and more strawberries on top. And that shit was mind-blowingly amazing. I was like, oh, I had a new appreciation. I watched Strawberry Shortcake every day because I dreamed of having the actual cake again. It was so freaking good.
So the cartoon reminded you of that cake?
Yeah, if you want to win my heart, please just make me Strawberry Shortcake, and I will just, oh my gosh, all night. It's so good. All right, you guys. So this was awesome.
Yeah, we went totally off.
No, okay, who the fucking cares? By the way, thanks for joining the podcast. Yes, we went off track a little bit. But, I still went on track. I feel like we're goofy, You guys are goofy. We're goofy. If you're goofy, subscribe,
if you
comment,
watch this long, we love you. Thanks for joining us today.
We don't want, the super, structured, but, ooh, who's... Oh, I'll take that one later. Let me see.
Look at you, popular man, all these phone calls.
That's actually my boss. So, no, I'm not fucking my boss. But you guys, I'll talk to you guys all later, and thanks for being here. And please subscribe, comment, and like. So, Spirit Fam, we love you.